Hey everyone, it's Jess here. Today I'll be going through this little garden landscape and I'll go through the materials now. Here are my watercolor brushes that I have accumulated over the years. And here's my watercolor palette. These watercolor are from Daniel Smith and they're a great gift. And the Scotch tape from Bunnings. They're really affordable and they work well with the paper. And here is the watercolor paper, and as you can tell that I'm clearly not great at this paper cutting business. And I used a ruler to straighten up the edges so it's easier for me to tear. I speed up this process because it is quite painful to watch. And here I'm just using the Scotch tape to glue down my watercolor paper to prevent buckling. I'm just gonna remain silent because there's some nice ASMR sounds. Here's the reference picture that I'll be using today. It is a cafe in Essendon. I think it's called Old Manjur. And now we began the sketching process of the painting. I'm using color pencil just because it's not as harsh as gray lead. But also I've noticed that this clip isn't very clear at showing my markings, so whoosh, we're done. Now skipping to the watercolor bit. So I've actually got a lot of stories behind filming this video. This painting took me approximately, I'm not even sure, 1 or 2 hours, and it is only A5, so I'm not quite fast. But the thing is, during this filming process, I had to use my crappy 5-year-old tripod that won't tilt down properly, so every now and then I have to kind of like change the different angles and adjusting them, and my camera will die like every 3 minutes, so I have purchased a new battery pack. Wait, I have to stop myself before I go to this deep end of just complaining and rumbling. Okay, but I do have to say that maybe by the end of the video, when I finish my painting, you'll see a difference, because I got a new tripod! Yay! I'm really grateful and privileged to get a new tripod just to film, you know, painting videos, but the tripod could literally do just so many different things. It allows me to film bird view angles. Yep. So you'll see that soon. But I do have to mention about this watercolor that I'm gifted. It is brilliant. It is a wonderful gift from a friend of mine, and if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. Your great gift. It's literally the best watercolor I've ever used. It changed my life because it's from Daniel Smith, and it is a professional grade watercolor. Before this watercolor, I never knew that watercolor could do this thing. It's just really pigmented and it has great fluidity. fluidity. But yeah, after this I'm like, yes, I'm going to save up and actually spend more money on my watercolor or just in general art supplies, because it actually makes such a difference. But for beginners, I wouldn't suggest purchasing something so expensive, because it would just place burden on you and stop you from actually, paint. So yeah, I mean, watercolor is like I feel like it's a medium that's hard to get into, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes quite, I wouldn't say easy, but manageable. So I guess just with more practice and how you use or employ techniques can really make a huge difference to your paintings. And as you can see from the video that I kept switching brushes in between, it's because every single brush has a little bit of different color, and if I want that smooth gradation, I can just swipe different brushes across the surface instead of, repeating the process of keep washing my brushes and then mixing new colors. So at this point of the video, I was really lucky to get a new tripod, which allows me to film this tabletop perspective. But what I didn't realize was that I didn't frame the camera right, that it actually chopped up the top bit of my painting, which is quite annoying. However, I hope something like this doesn't happen in the future. But also, there's another thing that I'm trying to avoid, is that my head just keeps coming in and out of the frame. I don't know how other YouTubers does it when they're trying to film like bird's eye perspective, but do they just, I don't know, do you have to chop your head off to not see that part? Because I don't know how to do it, and if you do, please tell me in the comments section. Another thing is that I also noticed, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but the quality this footage has shown is definitely lower than my intro. That is because I actually found that my camera could go up to a really high quality resolution instead of this one that I'm on, which is the default one. I don't know, new camera, and I just didn't bother to explore more settings, and now I regret that. But hopefully, like I said before, this wouldn't happen again. So apologies for this like thousands of disclaimers in this video, but yeah, please just enjoy the remaining